well, leading into this game number 2 for Holleroth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a fun one. Let's see what we have in store for this game.
Looks like WBG trying to solve the puzzle early here. We're going to likely see Jing go bot side here to go for the answer. And yes, we are. Sleepwalker setting himself up in position to go ahead and start moving those statues. They want to go ahead and get that chest before anybody else. And if they're able to get that red armor, going to be absolutely massive for the likes of WBG. VL off to a much stronger start than we've ever seen from them here as they pick up 2 eliminations, and we're going to see Zay hungry to go ahead and pick up the 3rd, giving chase to NV's Mr. BK here. Zay unfortunately loses sight of him, and BK just hiding, hoping nobody notices him over here in this tiny little spot, and he decides to go ahead and keep things moving, but needs to be careful as he goes into the hut and is caught out here by VL's Revelia, and Mr. BK, no weapon in hand, still is finally able to find a set of dual blades. Armor swaps into a white set of armor, goes for the parry, but it is a complete whiff as all 3 members of VL very quickly collapse onto him, and VL finds themselves on the board here with 3 eliminations right off the rip.
Love to see it, how they're going to be able to get this really packed in. Meanwhile, Revelia is going to be able to come through and see if they can get something. Meanwhile, GD trying to see if they can get as much loot and as much opportunity as possible to get the best loot that they can. Meanwhile, TKANKS already starts off with a purple shield. Already a good start here when you have the advantages of your team that have better shields. Let's see if their other team is going to be able to find the rest of it as well. Meanwhile, TM also nearby. It looks like they're going to be very close by to where GED is. I can see them actually coming into a fight. Meanwhile, Wolfew's Choice ends up getting absolutely destroyed in seconds by an absolute insane musket shot coming in from a triple V as the whole team of Fun Plus Phoenix is going to come through. The bell comes through. LYD is going to claim one on high. And it looks like Fun Plus Phoenix is also going to do their own, they're going to do their own team wipe of their own, as Fun Plus Phoenix is going to claim 3 as well, tying it up with VL and 17JL. The confidence coming in from Fun Plus Phoenix has been pretty much astounding. Absolutely astounding. Let's see if they can keep that same momentum coming into it, but this is going to be fun.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Fun Plus Phoenix, the second most favored team to walk away the champions here in the World Championship. You know, it's between GG and Fun Plus Phoenix, everybody said, coming in. So they have to be bringing at least that much confidence coming forward, being the second seeded team in the opinions of the fans, right? You have to come in with that confidence. You have to think you're going to win it all, or you're just not going to perform as well as you think you are. And Fun Plus Phoenix clearly has the confidence. They are able to perform. They just need to lock it down and continue to have these good, consistent games until they're able to find their momentum and have that pop-off game they're hoping to have. XCG here, as we see, giving chase to the likes of 17JL. 17JL with just a white set of armor and a blue set of armor. Benchu trying to get a heal off here. Has just a couple of powders. He's got to do these 1 powder at a time. So he's finding himself on the backside here. AS just burning through their shields, trying to cover for Benchu here. A parry comes out from Benchu. They're able to get the riposte on to the likes of XCG's Xiaonan and followed up with a jump right click. Xiaonan very low here, tries to transform but is not able to find it as Benchu is actually able to come through and make it happen. And XCG regretting this engagement thoroughly here, regretting not picking off the weaker of Benchu, who is off to the side healing now and trying to focus down the other members. NiHQ, the last remaining member here for XCG, just trying to pump out some damage and maybe create a way to escape. I have to really give it to NiHQ here. Instead of just turning his back and running, every opportunity he gets to slam in and do damage, he's taking it. He knows they've got resurrections. He knows there's no real way he's going to escape. At least try to pick up 1 more elimination there. He doesn't find it, but he does play a good, clean game of Naraka, and he gives it all. Got to give it up to NiHQ.
Meanwhile, even with the rotations, though, BBE still, I'm very impressed by BBE and their performance. This is my first time really getting a chance to cast and or see BBE's gameplay here, and their confidence is very high. I can only imagine how they are when they really have the right momentum, the right pop-off, and things are just going right. Meanwhile, Moore and ASC is also going to be able to fight this out as well here, as it looks like they're going to be able to put this forth towards the next fights here. Let's see if they're going to be able to work towards and figure it out here. As it looks like Alex all the way around this space, trying to see if he can find a grab of something here, but they're not making, Moore is not making it easy for him to get the free grabs. As Hazy's gonna find one on the backstretch here, to try to see if maybe he can find one here. Meanwhile, the grabs start to come in, and he does end up grabbing Ku, but sadly not going to be enough, as Ku ends up surviving just a little while longer, and now they're both going to be able to patch this on. Meanwhile, Sui is going to try to see if he can find it, but sadly it looks like Aces Jin is going to be able to find it, that elimination. But here comes VL all the way toward the top to do a beautiful stun exactly where he needs to, as they're both going to be able to run him down all the way towards the very center and middle. Meanwhile, isn't able to do more than he needs to, as Rizvalia is able to get the elimination off of Hazy. They're able to close it down more and more and more, pushing in towards it.
VL doing very, very well here. This is the VL I'm used to seeing. This particular team from EU here typically runs with a lot of aggression, and day one, they played very, very safe to no benefit whatsoever. Here, we're seeing them play very aggressively, and at the moment, holding on to that first place position with 8 eliminations underneath their belt, and they see more down below, and they're just looking for the opportune moment to go in. Zay able to go in and pick up that Soul Bloom Essence, keeping it away from more, keeping more from having the opportunity to pick up any more of that healing. And now we're gonna see Zay come in with that ultimate. He went in and picked up that Soul Bloom Essence, able to keep them from healing and able to get enough rage to go ahead and reinitiate that ultimate here for Team VL. Lao Wang able to get his own ult off here, but Creditor covering with the F here for the rest of Team VL. VL gonna back out as we see a third party coming in from Wolf. And this is very, very clean from VL. They pick up one elimination. They see things start to go wrong. They see the third party coming in. Their Wu Chen instantly pops them out. And I've got to give it to Creditor. Creditor not only picking up the majority of the kills right now, not only able to use that F instantaneously to keep Zay alive, but the almost instant ult from him coming out as soon as he realizes things are turning topsy-turvy with Wolf showing up for the third party. Very, very clean plays from the likes of VL's Creditor, and he definitely is going to be the MVP for Team VL in this particular game.
Absolutely playing it to the best of their abilities so far here. Still working towards this one. Let's see. They still have a lot to do in order for them to actually claim themselves as the MVP. And there's still a lot of teams in front that also want to be able to claim their title as the MVP as well here. So let's see if they're going to be able to follow suit all the way towards the very end here, as it looks like even with the spread of the circle here, there's still a whole lot. Meanwhile, OUG is still outside of circle. They're going to need to start rotating in very, very soon, but there's a team, at least 2 teams right in front of them, so they're going to need to scale out, at least in some way, in order to do what they need to. Meanwhile, still going to be able to run this back up top as BBE towards the bottom. WBG all the way up top. They could have a surprise attack if they really wanted to, but they don't have a Viper really to go through with a beautiful stun. It could be amazing. And meanwhile, wait a minute, we could solve this in a different section. Let's go towards the realm, ladies and gentlemen. It's game time, as both of them decide, you know what? Let's take this right in the front hand of how we can make the, oh wait, this is a totally different team.
Yeah, WBG is getting packed up against Orion for the second game in a row, and it is Transformer versus Transformer. This time, however, both of them, I do believe, running to Mulk. So no Karumi advantage for either side, but it's King who gets grabbed out early. And I've said this so many times during our first day of trios here. You can't wait to pop the Yueshon ult in this matchup. All you're doing is giving the Monk an extra target to be able to grab. If you pop that Yueshon ult, the enemy Monk cannot grab you. Why are these teams waiting to pop the Yueshon? It's not like they have to worry about holding on to ults because the fear of a third party coming through. That's the whole point of the Realm of Yang, is you are eliminating third parties. It is just your team versus the other team. Don't hold your ultimates. It's not going to get you anywhere. And what do we see? King holds on to the Yueshon transformation, trying to wait for his team to be behind, gets himself grabbed up, and that is it. That is absolutely everything for Team Orion. Now we turn our attention back to Team TM, still going head-to-head with BBE here. BBE has lost Rathan, and it's just TM's 3 members against the 2 members of BBE. Snack trying to catch something out here. Pampy coming in with these nunchucks, putting in absolute work. You're going to take a huge chunk of damage, though, from Asbon, and now it is a 2v1. It might be a 1v1 if Pampy gets caught out by that shot. They do not. Asbon Gets pushed up on by a Kame, and Team TM is going to clean up the fight here for 3 eliminations as they go ahead and pick themselves up some necessary loot. And we're going to see which buff they take here. If I had to gander a guess, it's probably going to be Vermilion Bird's Might.
Absolutely. The Vermilion Bird's Might has been a very big favorite for a lot of these teams here. And obviously, we've seen it pretty consistently so far, and they've done a fantastic job of it. So let's see if they can keep that same momentum going into it. As now, still working towards it, Vermilion's Bird Might from all over. We have 17JL, we have TM, we have WBG. And it looks like Orion is going to be able to go through with a resurrection here. 3 minutes left on the clock for them. Orion's going to have to start rushing in real hard and real aggressive if they're going to have a shot at their second resurrection for this game. If not, that is going to be a GG's for Orion. In our second game, one of our NA teams are going to need to put in more momentum and time coming into it. Let's see if they're going to be able to find it and figure it out.
Very unfortunate for Orion. Both times being pitted against WBG inside the realm, and then unfortunately they do make a huge mistake waiting to burn that UA shuttle. It's just you just create an extra grabbable target for the enemy monk. There's no reason to hold on to it. There's no third party coming through. It ends up being a massive mistake for them as King does get grabbed out, but they do have time here. The crucial thing is that they don't run into one of these teams that currently have Vermilion Bird's Might, right? Because what happens is if you kill these teams with a Vermilion Bird's Might, there's no Karen and there's no Soul Bloom Essence for you to pick up, because those teams just pop the buff and are able to immediately go resurrect. It's the worst case scenario for Team Orion, who finds Team TM. And here's the thing, even if they come out on top of Team TM, who currently has the buff to back them up, the problem is they get nothing from it. They get the eliminations and that's it. It does nothing to solve the looming problem over top of their head here. Pooby trying to land some grabs here, not able to really make anything happen. King going very low. BBE also shows up to make a third party happen here. Team TM's Pampy is going to get the grab on to Tryhard, but now Pampy goes down, but TM's more than happy with it. They're going to pick up multiple eliminations here, and they have that Vermilion Bird's Might. They're not really giving any advantage to these other teams. BBE, of course, going to pick up some points from it, but they will not be able to pick up that loot. That is going to be it for Orion as Pooby goes down. King goes down to TM. BBE is going to pick up another member of TM here. Yin is going to get picked up as well, but TM has that Vermilion Bird's Might and is just going to go find somewhere else to spawn onto the map.
Meanwhile, OUG and the rest of the team are going to be able to push in on BBE. Looks like BBE still trying to be very hesitant. Oh, man! Oh, Asbon pushing up, keeping that Saber Crushing right in front of him here. I really thought he was ready to commit to it, to be honest with you. Very, very surprised by that one there, as it looks like the firebows are going to come through. It looks like all 3 of them walked right into the fire. Oh. All 3 of them walked right into the fire. Now, mind you, it's just small little bits of ticks, so it isn't anything too massive, but still. Very, very surprised here. Meanwhile, OUG still going to be able to rotate this around here. It doesn't look like they fully committed to that fight here, as they're going to be able to find a better space for it, though. Probably for the best currently. As now it looks like they will be able to rotate and rush this in here. Fun plus Phoenix still has to figure it out. I'm curious what happened with... Oh, I don't think they made it. Yep, Orion, the full team of Orion didn't get a chance to find anybody. Ended up not making it. I saw all their bodies in the very bottom right section of the corner, right where the big puzzle is Salvation Podium, and they was not able to find anything. Meanwhile, ZK is in a different type of league of his own, trying to get away from Xinyu. Xinyu wants his head, as ZK is the only team from J Team left alive here, wanting to fight this out here. But ZK is trying to keep the game alive for himself, and he's going to need to resurrect. He's going to need to dip out as far as possible here. Curious where the rest of the team is for OUG. Oh, OUG is definitely ahead of them. Still have a lot to do here as well. Meanwhile, BBE on a different section here. Looks like they're just looting and they're just kind of just relaxing. Here's what they doing over there.
Well, we are going to see those Realm of Yang come through. WBG looking for the back-to-back Realm of Yang. The question is somebody going to contest them? We see Team TM, Ace, and GD all over here in the no ult zone. It looks like TM was the team who popped the anti-ult zone here, and they're just safeguarding the entrance to the Realm of Yang here, trying to keep other players off of it. it looks like. Very interesting to see here. I'm not sure, maybe two teams have already gone in and nobody else can use it, but nobody wanting it to pressure into that realm of Yang right now. It looks like it must be used up. Otherwise, these teams would 100% go in. WBG going to go completely uncontested in their realm of Yang as they go ahead and pick up some much needed loot, as well as yet another buff for themselves. Interesting. Not sure why Team TM or one of the other teams not wanting to go into the realm there. Maybe being too worried about the fact that there were other teams waiting outside. They did not want to come out of the realm of Yang to be called out by multiple teams waiting in the wings. XCG just going to opt to go for the classic Moore's blessing over here as they get some much needed loot. They are holding on to a Mystic Might. They've got 30 seconds to pick that up, so they're just waiting to the last possible second to pick that Mystic Might up so they can utilize it for as long as possible heading into the next set of buffs that will be coming through. BBE finding themselves engaged with WBG, and WBG with that Mystic Might has that 25% damage reduction. Absolutely huge for them. Jing's going to pick up the elimination on to Rathan. Rathan going to pop that Poison Splash onto the team. Asbon not able to do anything as he's picked up PP, as he's just bullied around, and that's going to be it as WBG picks up all the eliminations onto BBE, and that is going to secure them 5 eliminations thus far, and BBE gets sent back to the lobby.
Meanwhile, still able to rotate this around. It's very unfortunate that they were able to get sent back to the lobby here, but WBG has been putting in an absolute performance thus far here with everything happening. Let's see if they're going to be able to keep the same momentum all the way towards the very end. WBG has been playing the game of their lives currently, and it's only game number 2. It's only game number 2. Let's hope they can keep the same momentum going into it. Meanwhile, Wolfshoe and 17JL right in front of him. I mean, look at the beautiful mountains of this game, man. The quality and the graphics of Naraka Bladepoint is just absolutely beautiful. This is why when you see the active codes, if you have not played the game, I suggest you go snag that and make sure to copy. And also make sure that your Twitch is linked to your Naraka Bladepoint account, because this stream has drops. Yes, it does have drops.
Yeah, you want to make sure. Yeah, you want to make sure you're getting those drops for yourself here, as we see BLD going head-to-head with Team Moore here. Ku going to be popping the Viper ult. Needs to be careful, though, as the Temi ult looking to lock them down. We are going to see Paralysis get stunned out here, but we're going to see the remainder of BLD show up and come in with the bell to save them here so that BLD can live to fight another day. Moore going to back off onto the other side as BLD looks to take that reset. They are able to get some pots off here onto mine. Paralyze is going to get some off as well. Loves still running around in that Terracotta Warrior looking to make something happen. And Ace sitting up top waiting for this fight to break out again so they can be the ones to third party it. But 17JL secretly on the backside of the hill over here waiting for that exact same opportunity, and they have made themselves known as they come in and start raining down bow shots from up above. Ace trying to engage on to Team Moore now as BLD has completely backed out, but XCG shows up, and it is a third party, fourth party, fifth party bonanza as all heck breaks out here in our second game in the Naraka Bladepoint World Championship. Ace deciding to back out of this fight as things have moved drastically out of their favor.
Been doing a fantastic job of it thus far here. Let's see if they're going to be able to keep that same space coming in as GD. Also, another team, I think GD has also been playing pretty decently well too, from what we've been seeing here. But obviously, BBE with 8 eliminations, sadly eliminated so early into this game, though. That's very unfortunate. I think BBE got a little greedy. Confidence was very high, which I always love to see, but sadly it did come back to bite them on the behind, as VL is leading this with 9 eliminations, 8 coming in from 17JL, OUG with 5, and ASE coming through with 3 eliminations. Looks like it's going to be 4 as they eliminate a Team Moore, which is unfortunate because sadly they was not able to give any more from this game, as their fight is going to be able to close in and close out here as BLD all the way up top, WBG towards the bottom, the cannons ricocheting all the way like a Britney Spears music video. Let's see if they're going to be able to find it out. let's if you saw Rune's face, chat, this. Minds and Love's gonna try to see if they can get out of the way here. Very caught in a bad situation. Gonna need to get some heals going here. Trying to keep this alive. Does not want to give them a free elimination. Definitely does not want that. Don't want to screw them over in a bad space here. He has to be very, very, very careful with how this is, and the grabs coming in. Jing just feeling the absolute wind near his face as the arms just grab. He's like, oh, thank God it wasn't me that's getting grabbed. PP just absolutely scared out of his mind, and so does the rest of the team here. His minds can really get grabbed in any situation. As ends up getting grabbed from the other side of the mountain, gets thrown smack down all the way down to the very bottom. Can AS get out of the situation? Yes, he can, because he's also gonna mug at a beautiful time. Definitely the time that needed to be, because man, that could have been really bad if not paying attention currently, as AS is gonna see if maybe he can find a free grab as well, trying not to jump down, but he's gonna have to, as the rest of the team is going to be able to come through. The ulti coming around. The Terracotta Warriors coming out on both sides here, making it not easy for AS to try to see if he can get a free grab, as he's going to try to back out as hard as he can here. Even with that, the tumult's trying to see what he can do to try to slow down the momentum, trying to see if he can get him away. As Sleepwalker's going to claim a bow elimination onto Hazy from ASE. ASE trying to hold on for as long as they can here, as Sleepwalker is going to be able to do something with the gold. What is that? Is that a gold bow?
It's a gold dagger here on Sleepwalker. Absolutely huge.
Interesting looking dagger.
Yeah, great skin for this dagger. It's actually the skin I run on my dagger. It's my favorite skin for dagger. We're gonna see here as Ace's Alex starts to push up, and you know, Ace finding themselves in a really bad situation here. They need to cover. It looks like Jin is trying to get the resurrection, but WBG being up top is gonna make it very hard for them to get that resurrection. Alex body blocking hands here still doesn't buy them enough time to resurrect their fallen teammate, and WBG doing what WBG does best here, and just controlling this space from afar, taking range shots, and then coming in and dominating a space while these other teams focus each other down. GD, we're going to see the likes of Kakaishi and K go very, very low here. K still extremely low, going to be forced to pop the ultimate to hold on, and BLD loves in a very tiny space, just holding on, hoping nobody notices where he's at right now. ASE 17 jails. AS caught out once again in a bad situation. No place to go. K is going to pick up the elimination, and we're going to see a bit of those daggers coming through here from Zhu trying to pick up the elimination, but Don Quink's having none of it. He says, you're not going to sit here and just assassin lunge K on repeat. No, 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 no. Zhu gets picked up in the grab. GD going to pick up the elimination on to ZU, and 17JL down to a single player left remaining on their team. WBG once again finding themselves in a great situation. Kakaishi goes extremely low, and they're just more than happy to take these range shots. Look at this, just trying to find the angle onto Kakaishi and not pushing in. That box is a death trap down below. Every team that has gone down except WBG has lost a member to this little area from players up on the hill, and WBG wants to continue to be the ones who control the top side of that hill and do not want to come down here and get involved in too much, as all the teams are pressured together here. 27 players left alive. J Team ZK going to be caught out by OUG's Wade, and that's going to be it for the likes of J Team here in game number 2. As is pretty typical here for Holleroth, the game's a little bit slower than they are in Morris Isle.
Not as slow as we're used to, though. I will say that.
Well, no, not as slow as we're used to because of the new meta, right? But still much slower than that of Morris Isle. Typically, we come in here in Morris Isle the last couple of games, and we've been down to like 14, 15 players. We've got 10 additional players left here, and this is a more regular kind of pace for Naraka, right? The changes serving very, very well to increase the tempo of the game across the board, but this map still typically proving to be a much slower play style for these teams because of how much terrain is here. Team GD here looking to try to push in onto WBG, but WBG does not make that easy whatsoever. And really, WBG here not missing a beat, right? And Jake, I hope you're watching right now, because you are gonna have to eat your words, my friend. WBG, you said you didn't expect them to perform, you didn't expect them to impress whatsoever, and you said you would be happy to eat your words, but you were going to wait to the very end. I don't think we even need to wait to the very end with how WBG has been performing in the first day. They were in the top 3, and they are continuing to be in the top 3 of every single game here today.
Pampy dangerously low here. He's going to have to be very careful here. Really going to have to force himself to jump off as he ends up getting cornered by GD. And it looks like GD is going to be able to capture the free elimination coming through. Meanwhile, WBG is going to see if he can throw at least a couple of arms out, trying to see if maybe he can get a free grab. And he does as he gets LYD. The question is, does he have enough time to see if he can get a secondary one? That'd be absolutely massive for him, but sadly, he won't be able to. Gets the throw down, sends him back all the way towards the ground, ends up catching another one towards K, as K is going to end up getting grabbed as well. Can he get a secondary one? There's one that's also dangerously low. Sadly, not enough, as he is going to be forced to demonk, as he ends up getting shredded immediately from a long sword here, immediately getting the throws and the grabs. LYD actually catches an elimination from Nbwc, trying to keep it alive as OUG's Wade catches a double. Beautiful time to be able to find one. Almost grabs a third. Could have been absolutely insane if he was able to clutch that up. It could have been a real good look for him all the way towards the very end to be able to dish this out. Meanwhile, still all the way within this side rotation. Look at the openness of this map here. We usually don't get these amount of circles, let alone within the frozen ice sectors of this map. But to get it this open is absolutely massive. OUG Wade is going to be able to go for the demonk, immediately trying to help their teammates out from the very bottom, but immediately gets shredded. Zinyu trying to hold on for as long as possible, but then Wade actually catches the wrong side of the sword. As Akashi on the outside here is going to have to be careful. He's taking so many ticks of heals and HP. He has to be very careful here because it's going to be really bad for him. He's not paying attention here. Ends up catching Rivera way on the other side and ends up sending them all the way into the ice core. Meanwhile, GD with that Flamebreaker is going to have to try to make some damage happen as LYD is going to catch another elimination. Fpx finally able to catch and make some magic happen. 7 eliminations for him, even though they're in 6th place currently. But OUG still leading the way with 11 eliminations, 9 fully with GD. VL officially eliminated, but they still get some multiplayer points and they still get some placement points. Obviously, their points with 11 is going to be massive for them. So let's see how that ends all the way up towards the very end. OUG trying to hold on for as long as possible towards the very end here. Doesn't really need to fight this out all the way up top. Meanwhile, Fpx is trying to find their next play, as now they're still working towards what's next. They've been playing this off as best as they can all the way towards the very end here, as GD is going to be able to try to hide this out all the way up top. Meanwhile, PP trying to hold it together, doesn't want to be shown. He's the solo player here as he finds SS, and now he has to force himself to move out of the way. Definitely does not want to get caught. Ends up finding queen. It looks like GD wants to be able to catch him as PP is going to try to see if he can run all the way to the other side of the section here, but he has to be very careful. He's still dangerously low on HP. He's going to need to find something, whether it's shield swap, whether it's heals, whether it's any resources that he can to be able to hold on for as long as possible. The Tumult ult comes out, forces GD to force this fight. K getting absolutely decimated, but still has the time to be able to resurrect and go for another section here. Meanwhile, PP by himself doesn't really want to force this fight, doesn't know how low K is. This could be a massive elimination if he decides to push in on it, but LYD still trying to hold strong here as TXJ is going to find the first grab on it. Queen gets the throw down. Immediately he's going to try to see if he can grab him again, but is unsuccessful. Grabs double SS. He's already dangerously low. All he needs to do is throw him down. And oh no, he does end up getting heals off just in time. So WSS is actually still alive within this fight. Hey, trying to hold it together here and keeping the game alive here is now Fpx THJ is going to be able to snag the elimination and the kill, get it done and get it finished, as Triple V is going to be able to finalize it all the way towards the end. Does an amazing job towards this one, as now we're going to be able to clutch this up as PP holding on to the very end here. Fpx clearly is going to get the dub, but PP holding on to the very end. This is why you play the best of your abilities, because PP is going to be able to hold WBG to get that second place finish, which is fantastic points for their multiplier and for their kills because they already have a good set. But clearly, Fpx is going to be able to hold it all the way to the very end and be your selected winner. TXJ, true.
Because they stay in the jar.